Coming up on Oxford Weekly News, Miami reacts to the sudden death of one of its own.
Also ahead, a progress report on Miami's most expensive construction project.
Welcome to Oxford Weekly News. I'm Kelly Stinser.
And I'm Benji Cohen. As organizers plan a February 17th fundraiser in memory of Rebecca Eldemeyer, Oxford Weekly News reporter Katie Espolita spent the week talking to people who knew her best. Katie?
In the wake of a recent tragedy, the Miami community is coping and responding to be proactive against dating violence. Rebecca Eldemeyer was a 21-year-old Miami junior with a love for the environment and the community. Eldemeyer's life was cut short on February 1st when her ex-boyfriend Larry Tipton shot and killed Eldemeyer and himself in her level 27 apartment in Oxford. Mackenzie Print was Eldemeyer's classmate and says she was a bright student but an even better friend.
She was a very happy, very energetic, very passionate person. She cared about her major and she really, really wanted to make a difference in the world, and she really wanted to make the world a better place. And she was a great person.
Kevin Messner, Eldemeyer's supervisor where she worked on campus at Best Library, says his staff is trying to recover from the loss of their friend.
Everyone on staff is kind of dealing with it their own way to a certain extent, but the point that I've tried to make as a supervisor here is not to suffer in silence, to talk to each other. As everybody's feeling it. Everybody's going to continue to feel it for, depending on the person, who knows how long.
Messner went to the funeral service and says the Eldemeyer family showed amazing strength.
There aren't words. There just aren't words. Sorry. As a parent myself, I've got two younger kids. You just can't imagine something like that happening. The fact that they were staying upright, I found incredible.
Miami Sexual Response Coordinator Becca Getson says it's times like these where everyone needs to come together.
Unfortunately, this tragedy has kind of brought us even closer together in terms of we are a Miami family, and it's the same message that we're sending in. We are Miamians, right? And we can help each other and we can help protect each other too.
Getson says there are a number of resources for these victims that find themselves in dangerous situations, but their first step should always be to call the police.
Always trust your gut, right? So if someone is concerned about something, call the police. We'd much rather have someone contact the police, contact a helper, and get that support way in advance of maybe needing something.
Miami is now mandating online courses for incoming freshmen on dating violence and stalking, as well as hosting ongoing campaigns and initiatives regarding sexual and interpersonal violence for current students to educate themselves.
So there's kind of a variety of different things that we're trying to offer to make sure that multiple people are getting it, that they're kind of getting it throughout the year, and it's not just we're going to tell you this is the beginning of the year and just kind of forget about it. We really want this to follow all of our students throughout their entire time here.
Getson says we are a safe campus with a hardworking police, but educating can help with the prevention of further violence here in Oxford. For students looking for more information on the programs Miami is offering, please visit www.miamioh.edu/sexual-assault or call the numbers on the screen for additional help. Reporting for Oxford Weekly News, I'm Katie Espolita. Back to you, Benji and Kelly.
Future parking near Oxford retail spots could soon see changes. At the February 10th Planning Commission meeting, city officials approved a plan that will create more green space around retail parking lots. Plans will reduce the number of parking spaces to future retail businesses. City planner Sam Perry explains the need for the revision.
We have excessive amounts of land area dedicated to pavement, and most of the year it's not used.
The plan now moves onto the full Oxford City Council for consideration.
Miami Athletics opened the doors to a new indoor practice facility and performance center. I took a sneak peek at what's in store for student athletes.
Miami University Athletics is proud to announce the completion of a new $13 million indoor sports center. The indoor facility opened on February 9th. Senior Associate Athletic Director Steve Cady says the new indoor sports center will help the development of Miami's athletic programs that play outdoors.
I think that you'll see a difference in our teams that are predominantly outside teams. Obviously, it's not going to change significantly the swimming team or the hockey team because they have different facilities to work out in. But as I said, if you look at soccer, track, golf, football, baseball, softball, I think it'll make a significant difference in those programs.
Katie also says the new indoor facility will help the Redhawks attract more highly touted recruits.
Coach Martin had a recruiting weekend last weekend for juniors in high school, and there was over 100 people here. And people that he said, would have not come, knowing that we didn't have this facility. But because this facility gives them a chance to train year-round, he's going to have an opportunity, no different than we built this new ice arena. It changed the recruiting base for Coach Blasey in terms of which type of young athletes he could go after. Because it makes a difference if you know that you've got the facilities to become the best you could be.
Miami Athletics has also received a $6 million donation to construct the Gunlock Family Performance Center. Additional money is needed to actually build the facility. Assistant Athletic Director of Communications, Dave Meyer, says the Gunlock Family Performance Center will improve the lives of student athletes.
I think it just improves the daily life of our student athletes. The time that they will save, not having to walk over here or walk over here, just to do simple tasks. Now it's all in one location. I think that'll be the biggest benefit.
The Gunlock Performance Center is estimated to cost around $13 million.
Coming up on Oxford Weekly News, I'll take you inside Miami's most expensive construction project. Stay tuned.
A busy stretch of local roads will soon be safer for local elementary and college students. On February 3rd, Oxford City Council approved the installation of traffic signals at the intersection of Sycamore Street and Brown Road. Funding has been requested through the Safe Routes to School program. This plan is intended to help students at the Kramer Elementary School, but also residents of Hawks Landing. The installation will also include sidewalks on the west side of North Locust Street and on the west side of Brown Road.
Amtrak train service in Oxford may be a step closer to reality. Oxford City Council discussed the possibility of a passenger service at a meeting earlier this month. The Amtrak Cardinal Line passes through Oxford 3 times a week, but there is no current local service. The closest line from Oxford is either Cincinnati or Connorsville. Plans now include the possibility of locating the Amtrak stop by the old Talawanda High School. City Manager Doug Elliott says the time is right to get a stop in Oxford.
Ridership is up with Amtrak. We think there'll be a lot of students that will want to take the train, a lot of residents of Oxford. So we're going to ask Amtrak to complete a feasibility study as to a stop here in Oxford.
The Cardinal Line currently makes 31 stops, running from Chicago to New York. Miami University's construction plans are in full swing. I took a look at the progress of the East Quad renovation and plans for what's next for the Shriver Center. Construction on Miami University's East Quad is well underway. The project, which began in May of 2014, is the most expensive project in Miami's history, costing a whopping $93 million. The East Quad renovation impacts 5 residence halls, including Sims, Dorsey, McBride, Collins, and Dennison, which houses Erickson Dining Hall. Robert Bell, project manager of the East Quad renovation, explains some new changes for the dining hall facility on East Quad.
So Erickson Hall was behind Dennison, and it was the dining facility for East Quad. But we felt that it was kind of behind a hall, it was kind of just for the people in that quad, and we wanted to sort of open it up. And so we are creating an addition onto Sims Hall on the Patterson Avenue side for a new dining facility there.
The 50 to 75-year-old buildings were in dire need of updates, which include new light fixtures, new drywall, sprinkler heads, and geothermal heating throughout. Another project that is in the planning phase is the future of the Shriver Building. New additions expected to be relocated to the Shriver Center include the Office of Disability Resources and the Ranella Learning Center, which are both currently located in the Campus Avenue building. A third concept for the building is to create a welcome center for the first floor. David Kramer explains the function of the Welcome Center.
and it would be a place where prospective students would probably convene to begin to get to participate in activities at the university, whether it be in tours or other events that are designed for them. But the space would be designed to make that experience a little more friendly and a little more attractive.
East Quad will be finished in the fall of 2015, and the Shriver Center continues on in the design phase. After East Quad is completed, construction of North Quad will begin in the fall.
After the break, we'll explain why Talawanda schools are cutting costs on a school building construction project. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Oxford Weekly News. I'm Allie Schultz. Budget cuts for the new Kramer Elementary School include changes to the building's design. This week, I found out what Talawanda schools have done to update the plans.
By the summer of 2016, this building will be torn down and a new Kramer Elementary School will be built behind it. Recently, the budget for the project was reduced by $2 million, but Principal Jason Mers says the cuts will not change benefits to Kramer students.
The inside of the building has not changed. We still have our breakout rooms, we have our shared rooms, we have our small learning areas. So the big things that we wanted, and when I say we, the teachers, the staff, to benefit the students, those are still all in place.
Changes include slightly moving the location of the building, switching out building materials for more cost-effective options, and lowering elevations in some areas. Budget cuts were necessary to stay within the amount of money given to Talawanda schools for new facilities by the state of Ohio. In Kramer's case, that's $11 million. Kramer is part of a master facilities plan developed by Talawanda School District after receiving money from the state. Holly Moorish works in Talawanda schools and has campaigned for new facilities for about 16 years.
When we finally accomplished it, I was relieved and very happy. Me, other teachers and administrators in the district, plus many, many, many parents worked towards this for a lot of years, of course.
Talawanda School Board will release the revised plans for the building in March, with construction beginning this summer.
The total cost of the Kramer project is about $46 million. We will continue to update this story as the plans are released. For Oxford Weekly News, I'm Allie Schultz. Back to you, Benji.
Miami has broken its admissions record once again, with more than 27,000 applicants for the fall of 2015. The record-breaking number reflects growth in out-of-state and international applicants. This year's application number exceeds the formerly record-breaking number of 25,000 in 2014.
Miami students will be seeing changes to the Global Plan curriculum. University Senate announced on February 2nd that advanced writing courses and intercultural perspective courses will be required for students entering the university starting in the fall. Housing for visiting scholars will soon have a more permanent location. At the February 2nd University Senate meeting, the Global Initiative Office announced that it is in the process of drafting a contract that will provide a permanent solution to the housing shortage. In the past, visiting scholars have had to relocate based on housing availability. With the new change, these scholars will have a permanent residence during their term.
That's all for this week on Oxford Weekly News. I'm Benji Cohen.
And I'm Kelly Stinser. You can watch us online at miamiohtv.com. Also, connect with us on Twitter and Facebook at Oxford Weekly News. Thanks for watching.